I don't Man United 2, Lask Linz 1. We got there in the end, didn't we? We got there in the end. Made hard work of it today, but it was a game that, look, if you're 5-0 up, it doesn't really matter. It was a bit of a shock to go 1-0 down, but it was a great goal. But there was really bad performances all over the pitch today, collectively. Just a lot of ring rust. A lot of players, you could tell, they haven't really played in a while, and they're not really giving anything to Ollie to kind of suggest to change it on Monday or anything. It looks like only one thing's going to happen on Monday, and that's the big guns come back in.
Exactly that, mate. That's what that was tonight. I tweeted it out earlier. I said I'm sat here comfortably watching the second string play like the second string. It's why we need to do what we're looking to do in the transfer window, and we need to obviously play the team that we know we're going to play on Monday night, mate, which is the strongest team that we've got, because our second string does not have what it takes, especially in a bigger game. I know Copenhagen isn't going to be a bigger game, but there's a chance tonight for them to sort of stand up and say, you know what, I deserve a shout at least. But you'd be lucky to get on the bench after that tonight, mate, wasn't it? It was, like you said, it was lacklustre. We're pretty much in control of the game. Nothing really too much to worry us, as we knew it was going to be. But you just look into that little bit of creativity, you know, at stake a claim up front, especially the front players. You're looking to them to sort of, you know what, step up. But no one did. No one really did at all until Pogba and Martial came on. You didn't really see much in terms of quality on the pitch for me.
It wasn't really there, was it? I mean, yeah, it went up a little bit when Pogba and Martial come on. I mean, who disappointed you the most? I mean, did they all just play as you expected the second string to play, or was there performances in there where you thought, I tell you what, I'm really disappointed in XYZ?
Yeah, I mean, the one player who probably wasn't horrendous was probably Jesse. But the rest of the front line, I mean, Igalo had his moments, a nice turn and scuff shot in the second half. Didn't really, again, I feel sorry for him because he never gets to play with the best players.
Yeah,
every time he plays, he plays with the crap, doesn't he? So, no, I think Mata got 2 assists, so you can't take that away from him.
That's really weird as well. I thought he had a really bad game. But
he did, mate. He did.
Didn't he?
He had 2 assists, so what can you say? I mean, Ricky will probably pull that and plug that more than the poor game that he had, knowing our Ricky. But he was poor. James was abysmal. He just doesn't look like he's got any end products anymore. He's just running down blind alleys. Mata was, again, drifting out too wide for me. He needs to be more in the middle. We've seen what happens when he's in the middle when Martial came on. But again, do you look at Mata and go, he didn't have the quality around him? As soon as Martial came on, we have a nice little interchange on the edge of the box, and then it goes game over.
I was talking to Mark when we was talking about team selection, and it was like, yeah, you expect Mata to have a good game, etc. But the thing with Mata is that he never gets to play with the better players. And to be fair, one argument that I do agree with Ricky is when Mata does play with the better players. I remember Mata and Bruno were linking up well early on when Bruno first come. He can play with players of a caliber, because he's quick thinking, but especially out on that right hand side though, when there's loads of space to attack, it's just not really his game, is it? His legs are gone.
No, his legs have gone. I mean, there's a reason why every single manager's not playing him a full season, isn't there? Us as fans and people who like him, and we all like him, we probably look into the best of what he's done rather than the poorer games. But at the end of the day, he's playing the games that he is playing because the managers don't trust him in the bigger games. I mean, when you need that extra yard of pace and it is quicker, the game has got a lot quicker and it's sort of passed him by. I can see the qualities that he's got. I can see it, but it always comes out probably towards the end of games when teams are tired and he's just got that bit of fresh legs next to him, and he can utilise someone else's qualities by his smart thinking upstairs. But he's not lost his sharpness upstairs, but his legs can't carry him now. When we need him to probably get past the player down on the wing, then he's not going to do it. He could interchange with someone and play a nice ball like he did do for Jesse, quick thinking like he did for Martial. But at the end of the day, he's not going to start a game for us ever again in terms of the bigger games. He's not going to play on Monday, is there? Which says it all. I mean, Copenhagen, quarter-final, he's probably not going to play. And there's a few of them players. I think, what was it? Probably Maguire and Brandon Williams, the only 2 that are going to start.
Yeah, I mean, some people saying that maybe because Fred came off early, maybe he might get a start.
No.
But I'm not too sure about that. I wanted to ask you, it's gone out my head now. Jesse Lingard, gets another goal. Was actually playing. Look, it was a poor performance from the team, but he was with some nice little 1-2s. He kept his game neat and tidy. Got his goal. Obviously, clearly visible to be coming off. But what did you make of his performance? And going forward, though, for his future, he was in the press conference with Ollie. He's put out obviously a couple of bits of information about what's been going on for him. Where it looked like he could be facing the exit door. Do you think he can stay? And what did you make of him tonight?
I just feel like he's probably. He was good tonight. It was good tonight, but we're playing a team that are down and out, and the levels are totally different, mate. The levels are crazy. In terms of his future, I just heard Paul Scholes talking then about him probably looking like he's going to Everton or a club of that sort of ilk. I mean, Paul Scholes is his biggest advocate. He always backs him, always bigs him up from when he was there, and he's seen what he's like behind the scenes. He's not the player that he should be right now, but for Paul Scholes to say it's time to go to Everton, because back to next season, mate, if the substitutions are not the same in terms of how many subs we can make when that vote comes through, Jesse Lingard doesn't get in on the bench, mate, does he?
He hasn't been getting on it, has he? He hasn't.
No, he has to go, mate. He has to go for his own sake. And I think a mid-table sort of team is his standards at best, to be honest. He'd probably get a good few games, but he's not going to play for United ever again in an important game. He's not going to get there. I'm not saying he won't play a part if he did stay. He can come on and he can basically be used for resting a player that needs resting in games like this. That's all he's got left, mate. That's all he's got.
Yeah, it's not nice, is it? We want the best for him, and if it could turn around and he could perform to the level of Bruno and Rashford and Greenwood and stuff, great. But I just not completely sure that's going to happen. To finish off, Adam, can't not ask you, the Sancho saga. Are you uncomfortable with some of the reports about Dortmund not budging on the price? Are you completely comfortable thinking a deal will get done? It's just a bit of poker face going on. Where do you stand on the Sancho deal? How important is it going to be to us?
I feel like he's going to be massively important to us. This is always, it's because United are involved in it, mate. All the press and everyone getting the 2 pennies worth. It's what it is. It happened with Bruno. Bruno wasn't coming, then he arrived. I mean, the fact that Romano's come out and said what he said, he's
repeating it many times as well. Yeah,
he knows what's going on. He knows what the score. But Borussia Dortmund coming out and saying that they are going to stand firm on the price. I mean, they're in no position to stand firm on any price. They ain't got any income coming in. We know that their revenues are nowhere near being able to spend 30 million on a Jude Bellingham and a Haaland and then not get rid of a player. Their whole structure is built around selling players. And this is just a matter of time, mate, for me. I don't see Dortmund not selling Sancho to United. Apparently his personal terms are already agreed. He's out set on moving to United. He's just not going to ruffle any feathers because he loves Borussia Dortmund as well. He's not going to go kicking and screaming. Yeah. It's just a matter of time. It's the biggest transfer of the summer. It's the second highest reportedly on record, I think it is. So it's just going to take time to get over the line. It's one of them ones. It's United. It's a big price. It's a big player. He's English. So all rolled into one. Obviously, Sanchez probably is part of the deal. And when he goes tomorrow, then maybe that starts freeing up the space that United needs, and we can move on from there. But for us, in terms of what we need, I think games like that tonight show exactly why we need a Sancho in the team. We're not worried about tonight. Not one United fans going away from this game absolutely petrified about the way we played, because we know this team isn't going to play. And it'd take a catastrophe for that many of them players to be playing any big game for us. We're not going to get that many injuries, even though we are unlucky with them. But Sancho going forward, it's scary, mate. The stats don't lie. I mean, we talked about assists and what this guy can do. I think it was like 20 assists this season or something like that. Yeah. Near enough the same amount of goals.
Yeah, I think it was 17 and 17 goals, 17, something like that. Yeah,
it's not bad, is it, mate? It's really not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
And linking up with people and players that he knows as well. It's just ready-made. It's just ready-made for United, mate. The 7 shirts there waiting. The kit's just been launched. And we're just waiting for it, mate. I'm not worried about what the press is saying. It's just what happens when United are involved in transfers.
It is. To finish off, who's your man of the match?
Mate, that's a tough one, isn't it?
We won the game 2-1, and we won what 7-1 on aggregate. What is it? No, yeah, 7-1.
7-1 on aggregate. Yeah.
So it's got to be a man of the match. We won the game. Matt got 2 assists. Lingard got a goal, and then
you know what? I'm gonna. What can I say? That, you know what? For the sake of it, I'm just gonna give it to Jesse. You know what I mean? I've slaughtered him all season. Well, not all season, but I just don't think he's United quality anymore. But he's gone out there tonight and probably was the best of our forward players. So I'd give it to Jesse. Yeah.
Cool, bro. Listen, I'll see you at the player ratings very shortly.
Soon.
Big up.